Hello everybody, welcome back to my lovely layout. It's been a while since I've done a layout update, so I figured, well, I might as well, while I've got, a day to myself to do nothing. So, I guess we'll, jump right into it. So, the first thing that you could probably, notice right off the bat is my lighting. If you can see up there without it kind of, yeah, no, it's really light and bright. See what I did there? I got a little a socket from I think it was Canadian Tire, and you put it in the light socket and you can actually hold two bulbs instead of one. So that way I can actually light up the room a lot better if I can get LED bulbs, which I believe I have in there. I think I have two LED bulbs, and then two just normal everyday ones. So yeah, over here there's a lot more light and it's not as dark. I watched the other video, my last update, and over here you could barely even see what I was doing. It was so dark. So, I like the extra light. I'd like to have even more light, but that's, down the road. For right now, it's a lot better than it was. I did do some work on this flat car here. That one, right there, with the scraper on it, I suppose it'd be called. I made some wood blocks, and I weathered them up, put them on there, and then I could put some tie-down chains on, and put some tighteners on it. Over here, there's a giant gaping hole, and no, there was not a meteor. The turntable I did have here, I was doing some work on it. It's still upstairs, getting work done on it. I need to get a motor for it, so it actually turns. Excuse me. And then I need to set it up for DCC to actually run the track power, because the actual turntable is not set up to be run DCC, not on the track, but to actually move it around. It's not designed like that. So, well, I will just run it I'll run it around DC, and the track will be DCC, which I don't think should be a problem. Another one of the big update parts of this video would be this military base. There is no longer a giant nuclear disaster in my town, although there's a few things, like giant asphalt chunk on the ground over there, but minor details. I finally got this relatively finished. I painted it up, and I even got some lines painted down here. I plan on building a fence to go around it that's upstairs. And actually, I was working on the fence before I even started working on the pavement on this. So the fence kind of needs to be rebuilt a bit. And painted, I think. Because I just used normal styrene. I didn't paint it silver or anything. But I suppose, if you want to have a white fence, that works too. They just, pay the extra money to get it painted white. Over here, I put some more Mod Podge in there. I don't really know how to make water. If anybody wants to tell me a way they make water or anything like that, just put it in the comments. But for now, I just use Mod Podge. I made a pond over in the other section a while ago before I completely redid the layout. And I guess that's a story for another day. I used Mod Podge to make the pond, but I don't think it was as steep. So, that's that. Nothing's changed over here. It's all the same. Like the exact same, I think. Except for, bam, now we have tunnel. I did up this tunnel while I put the foam in there sometime this week. And I put, I'll just bump something over here. I glued it all together and sanded it down last night. And me and my father we were kind of talking, and he said that I should become like a railway architect, I think is what he said, because then I could do that and make, $70 an hour. Well, I mean, that's what I said. It's probably exaggeration, but hey, carbon foam, and I'd be like, oh yeah, let's just stick some trains over here, because Nova Scotia's got a lack of trains these days. Let's just throw some trains over there, and throw some trains over there, and I feel like I would get fired pretty quick. That's okay. Yeah, I feel like they don't have model railroaders as their track designers. Anyway, yeah, I got that all glued together, and now I have to get some plaster cloth to put on it. I gotta paint it, and then I'm going to put some trees and things on it, and some foliage, make it nice and rocky. And that's pretty much it for this side. Oh, there is one more thing. There's that cape over there to go around the layout. I put this piece of wood here on, and there's another one on the other side of the layout that I put on. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I might staple it to the top of it. So I might just staple it up here, or I might go underneath and staple it, because I think if we went underneath, it'd probably look better. That's a lot more work. And sorry, my hand's in the way, my finger got itchy. The tarp, or cape, piece of fabric, it's longer than the table is high, so the table is maybe 3.5, 4 feet high, and the cape is like 8 feet tall. So I'm gonna have to adjust that a bit. But that's pretty much it for this side of the layout, and I will see you on the other side. Whew. Teleportation. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Well, the real only difference over here is now I have this piece of tunnel, which is going to go right into that corner. I left it out for now because I want to leave that edge open so I can use the plaster cloth, that's what it was. So I can more easily access it to put the plaster cloth around it. I probably should have done that on the other side too to get these middle pieces, but I got ahead of myself. Over here, I now have my paper mill, or I guess press wood mill, because that's what we plan on making here. We plan on making press wood, because these outdoor boxcars, I don't believe, haul paper, and we don't really have any paper cars. Most of these boxcars are designed for hauling like lumber or other stuff like that, chemicals. And so yeah, that's what this building over here is going to be. And I've had this building since Christmas, I think it was. But I wanted to get the bank finished first, so I finished the bank, and then I kind of got this out and started. I did one side of the wall, which is like, this big. And I weathered that, and that's as far as I got. It took me like 20 minutes. And yeah, my inner laziness coming out. But yeah, that was that. I built this shavings pile. My buddy was over, Mr. Ben. Anyway, so yeah, we made up this shavings pile. It's the same as the there's a gravel pile over on the other side, and it's just foam with gravel glued on top. Well, that's the same. It's foam with sawdust on top. And I'm pretty fortunate because there's a workshop at my grandmother's place, or my grandfather's place, because my grandfather was a contractor and my father was a contractor, so I got bundles and bundles, noodles and noodles of sawdust. It's also very convenient for chickens, just throw a bag of sawdust in there and, all good. Anyway, that's pretty much that. There is one more thing I probably might show you. It's just a minor detail. There's a little block right there that was just left over from the chocks for the flatbed load I was making. But the problem I seem to have is every now and then I get these curves over top of, like on the other side of that block. And there's a reversing loop here. And this reversing loop is connected to the Y over on that side. So if this car with metal wheels is on both sides of that block, then it's gonna cause a short on the other side, and then last time that happened, I got confused and completely rewired it all. Oh, I didn't rewire it. I just started it all again, which needed done anyway. But that's not the point of the story. And I have another one here as well. Just so I know that, because over here you can't really see the dividers because I weathered the track. And actually, I was surprised. That looks really nice because you can't even see the dividers. And well, when they're there, you know they're there because well, not in the corner because it's dark, but anywhere else you know they're there because they're this bright white thing, clearish white thing sticking out, and it doesn't look realistic. But other than the crack in the track there, can't really notice it there. So, and especially from distance. So yeah, I have one over there. I have one there, and then I've also got some on the other side. So I guess I'll go show you those. Bam, teleportation again. I'm getting good at this stuff. So yeah, there's one there, and there's one there, and they were weathered from before, and I just threw a like light coat of watered down white on them, so they kind of look white-ish. No, they don't really look white, but the thought was there. They're really there for me to know they're not really there part of the railroad, but they're supposed to look like they're part of the railroad, so all that good stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the layout. I might do another update whenever I get this little hill here finished. But for now, that's pretty well it. I want to add some more fencing, like railway fencing, because I did see, I was in town the other day. I was in Truro, and I seen that there was actually a fence made of the rails down by Sobeys on Prince Street there. If you're not from Nova Scotia or Truro, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Anyway, yeah, I was down there and I seen a rail fence, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I want to model that on my layout. Although, for what I have, my layout's more or less northwest, BC, kind of Washington State, that area, just because of what I run for rolling stock and things. But I try to model more or less the way I run things, more or less like Nova Scotian style, But that's just the way I am. Anyway, this wraps up this update. I know it's probably long and dreary because I ramble on about random things. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.